pretty sure my water broke this morning. I'm like barely having any contraction, cramping, whatever. So we're just gonna wait. Go back to bed and see what happens until I have stronger, more consistent contractions. I'm just gonna wait and see because it's a long drive and I also just have things that I want to do today. Having breakfast and coffee. Yeah. Feeding the kids, watching Mickey Mouse. Almost 10. I threw a few more things in the hospital bag that I was kind of holding off putting in there until like felt like it was going to be time. Am having some more contractions, so I do think that's what that was. I mean, I was just laying in bed. I was fully awake, just laying in bed. I've been sleeping on like a waterproof pad for a while, just in case. And yeah, just some water. Not huge amount, not like the big pop that people talk about feeling, but like enough water that just involuntarily came out to wet the bed. So, but the contractions are still pretty far apart, so I'm not, nothing remarkable yet. So I'm gonna have my breakfast, I'm gonna do my hair, have my coffee. There's probably a few things around here that I need to get done. My mom's gonna be staying here with the boys while we're gone. Hopefully for just like 48 hours would be the goal. Last time we had to do 2 nights there since I labored the first night. I would love to not have to do that, to just be gone 1 night. She's just on standby next door. My water broke as Ben was still home, which is what happened last time too. Broke really early in the morning. So both times I was like, no, go to work. Last time he made it the whole day at work. Told him to go ahead and go to work. Although I don't think he's doing any work because like every 5 minutes he's asking me for updates. We'll see if he can make it all day again. I'm really glad that I showered yesterday though, because I don't feel like showering right now. It's like noon now, I think. Contractions are definitely contractions. Like every 4 minutes right now, and getting like a little bit stronger. So we're gonna go ahead and not be in denial about the fact that, that this is labor, but it's definitely not. There's one right now. Definitely, hold on. I have to do my little timer thing. Yeah, definitely not like go in yet though, but they're like, you can tell they're getting a little more intense. Worked on getting the last few things done, like my hair. My mom thinks I'm ridiculous when you're at like what will absolutely be the most unflattering moment of your life, basically. It's just a little bit nice to have something. I feel like something's done. Another one, hold on. All right, it is now 2:30. It's been a while. Contractions are still there. They're still very strong, but they are actually slowing down is the weird thing. They're stronger and they're lasting longer, but they're not coming as frequently. So even though this is not what Ben thinks we should do, I just don't want to head to the hospital yet. So we're gonna go to Aldi, first of all, because...
I'm not going in.
Huh? You're not going in? Why?
No, I'm gonna keep the car running.
No, you're coming in because it looks bad for a pregnant person to buy a bunch of wine. One of my favorite wines is at Aldi, and so I want to have a couple bottles ready to go. Drive home. No, it's gonna be in this parking lot up here. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna go get. I just ordered an bless you, an acai bowl because I should eat something else, and then I don't know what.
Hospital.
No, we might go some other places. Target or I don't know. We're just gonna cruise around town until I feel like, okay, we need a room now. So I got the wine and a couple of little books for the boys. And standing up and walking around like that made my contractions pretty darn bad. So then we went and got my smoothie bowl. Although, okay, so I'm super disappointed in this though. If you guys don't know, these bowls are $14. It's really crazy. But it's what I wanted. It sounded good. It's got all this protein and stuff. And
Strawberry jam.
yeah, they were out of the strawberry jam, which I had to pay for. So I'm wondering if they're going to refund me. Also, though, it was not even close to full. And there's like no granola, which is the thing I wanted the most of. Now we're going to the hospital, but so you're supposed to call your doctor's office and let them know just to be sure. I don't know that they know. They're not closed though. My appointments are always on Mondays. The only line that's closed is you're supposed to push 1 if you think you are in labor. Well, when you do that, it says, like, sorry, we're not open at 3 o'clock on a Monday. I don't know what to do. I guess we're just going to show up. So, see what happens. But I'm going to eat my smoothie. We have like 20 minutes the other side of Athens. So we have like 20 minutes to get there. But I feel fine now that I'm sitting down, so I'm not too worried about it. Ben is freaking out. Oh, we're starting a contraction. Okay. Well, you guys don't know this, but my last check-in was a couple of hours ago. Very exciting. Definitely, I brought my tripod and everything to film the birth like I did for Huxley. And it did not happen because I was feeling okay. Like, we went to Aldi and I was feeling fine. I mean, I was having intense contractions, a little over a minute, but like they were decently far apart during the car ride. My eyes are open. So I told Ben, like, let's just swing by real quick. So we go in, and once I was up and walking and I had to use the bathroom there, I started to sort of, feel like it was getting pretty intense pretty quick. So I conceded, like he'd been saying, that we probably needed to just go to the hospital next. No more stops. Well, we stopped for my smoothie, then no more stops. And so we were like 20 minutes away, yeah. And so even on the way, my contractions were good. They were picking up. I was eating my smoothie bowl in between them, but like they weren't even as intense as Huxley's. Leading up to when we got to the hospital with Huxley, I feel like my contractions were stronger and went on a lot longer. So I thought we were okay. We got to the hospital, 3:37, and by the time we walked through the doors, there's the pain level had through the roof. I was walking back and forth, and they skipped the whole check-in process again, like they did with Huxley. And they didn't get like anything on my chart filled out. They didn't get any IVs, blood work, nothing. Kind of, huge team rush. Lots of people in the room all at once. I was feeling some pressure. Midwife checks me and says, you're 9 centimeters and your baby has a lot of hair, basically. And no, she did have to, like, first time around, the water that broke this morning wasn't all of my water, and I knew that. And so that's another reason why I kind of postponed it as long as I did, because I was told to go home by a doctor who'd never seen me, and frankly, I was kind of an idiot, because he said, don't come back until you're in so much pain that you can't do anything. You can't talk, you can't walk. Like, well, if that had been the case, I never would have come here, because I was still walking and talking during my contractions. Anyways, but still keeping that in mind, and the fact that it wasn't the full break, I knew my water was like kind of still intact. And so yeah, we got here and she went to check me, thinking that my water had broke, because I said that, there was some fluid leakage and it had like probably partially broke. When she goes to check, and it just burst everywhere. And then she was like, this is time. Do you feel pressure? Are you ready to push? What? Of course, Ben's first question was, can she get an epidural? And I toyed both times with the idea of doing it all natural, not having an epidural. But every time in my mind, the way that I would want that to play out is a lot more relaxing than both my deliveries were. Getting here in advance, getting a room with a tub, doing some water there, like easing into the contractions here. And I've just waited too long both times. I will not do that again. They take me from that little first room straight into the delivery room and tell me to start pushing. Like, I felt the pressure like it was time, but the pain made me feel like there was no way it was time. The ring of fire they talk about when the baby's crowning or whatever, that is no joke. And also just like there was no mental preparation, there was no downtime. I think afterwards, looking back on it, yeah, I screamed a lot. Like full on the loudest I have ever yelled in my life. It was straight out of, like, I feel like I've watched movies and TV shows where people give birth and there's all the yelling and huge theatrics. And I just think like, it's not like that, right? I was like that. That was me. Oh, I remember saying at one point, like, I can't do this. All that to say though, we got here at 3:37 and by 4 o'clock he was born. That's all the like switching rooms and getting set up and all that good stuff. So I really only like pushed and labored for maybe 10 minutes, maybe. Sure felt like a lifetime though. Probably should not have stopped at Aldi and got my wine. Although right now I could really use them. 3:37 arrival, 4 p.m. birth. Everything is perfect with him. I went through a little bit of a scare. Not a scare, I don't know. They were worried about that I was hemorrhaging because apparently with fast labors and deliveries like that, it's more common to happen. And so they did put in an IV, start a couple medications, bring in the cart just in case, and they had to do a lot of exterior pushing on my abdomen, which was so painful. There's a lot of blood clots. This is TMI. Blood clots so big that they were weighing them. It probably, I don't know, like an hour or so before it seems like my uterus went back to normal and the bleeding was under control, so we're all good now. And Ben has just run out to get some food. I don't even know what time it is. I think it's, oh, there's a clock. It is just after 8 at night. So he's been here for 4 hours. I'm feeling great right now though. I did get some ibuprofen, but just to kind of take the edge off because there is still like after cramping. I was surprised. That was one thing. Epidural, I mean, you feel some stuff. I mean, yeah, no, nothing close to this obviously. But the interesting thing was I didn't realize how much pain there was after. I'm talking even after the placenta and everything else. For like a good while afterwards, there's just so much intense cramping still. So I did do an ibuprofen, and so right now, virtually no pain. Feeling great. The IV is out, I can get up, I can move around, I can eat. We're looking at being discharged hopefully tomorrow at 4. It's just one night here. Ben and I just keep saying like we're in shock right now because we definitely had set ourselves up for like the first time spending like a full night and, you know, kind of hanging out, especially if I got an epidural. Hanging out, feeling great. Like there was no buildup. There was no wait time. It was just, you're having a baby right now. I don't know. It's like surreal. And I'm hoping that my recovery, because my first delivery, my recovery was amazing. Once I got home, like very minimal aftercare is what I needed. I ended up returning a bunch of stuff that I got. Fingers crossed that will be the case this time as well, because there was also no tearing. So I feel very fortunate for that. I was dreading if I tore and they needed to sew me up without any pain meds, because I had none. And look, we got all that hair. He has even more hair than Huxley had when he was born, and he has more hair than Everett has right now. He does have like some bruising, which again I guess is just a fast delivery, fast labor. There's no name yet. That's what we're supposed to be deciding now. Ben has a list that I need to look at. Great eater. We've already had multiple meals, and like the second I offered it, he just latched right on. So I was planning on having my mom bring Huxley and Everett to the hospital to visit us, and I realized there's really no point because we're gonna see them tomorrow. So, you know, don't put them through, as cute as it would be for them to come visit us here. And I have like these little gifts and stuff I was gonna give them when they got here, but I'm not gonna make them sit through that drive all the way here and all the way back. I'll just see them tomorrow. I'm so excited. I'm like, I think I'm more excited for the boys to meet him than I was for me to meet him, just because I love the relationship that they have right now with each other. And I think it's just fantastic. Oh yeah, it's a boy. I'll probably do some kind of gender reveal before I post this. It is another boy. 3 boys. If I'll stay asleep long enough, I'm gonna get up and change into my nicer thing. I brought so much stuff. I brought all my fans, and I brought my little birthing gown and pillowcase and my own blanket and all that stuff to get all set up before I delivered. And then, yeah, nope, none of that. So here we are. And let this be a cautionary tale. Do not wait that long. I will say though, I did want to try a natural delivery. Once those contractions revved up into like full pain, if I had a chance to get the epidural, I 100% would have. So I guess like maybe we can call it a silver lining that because it was happening so fast and there was definitely no time, I got to go ahead and have my natural birth. Here we are, just 4 hours later, and like I said, feel great, he's great, everything's great. So at the end of the day, nothing to complain about.